Hey, look what I found. It's an old favorite book of mine. My Father Can Fix Anything. Proof. There's a list of tools. Right after breakfast, Charlie Chugwell's father crawled under his squeaky, pokey old car and started to work. I'll have to get old Betsy rolling by 4:30, he said, or we won't get to Grandma's house in time for dinner. You fixed Mother's sewing machine when it wouldn't sew, declared Charlie. You fixed the door chimes when they wouldn't chime. You fixed the toaster when it was spitting sparks. You can fix anything. So Mr. Chugwell worked away. Charlie watched for a while, then he went visiting next door. Our kitchen sink is all stopped up, moaned Mrs. Potter. He churned the water into waves with the thing he called a plunger. Mrs. Potter and Charlie dipped and dumped teacups. But nothing helped. My father fixed our washer when it wouldn't wash, said Charlie. He fixed my electric train. He took my Uncle Herman's old watch apart and put it back together, good as new. My father can fix anything, and Charlie called his father to the rescue. Mr. Chugwell worked his long wire snake down through the stopped-up pipe. He wiggled it this way and that, but the water would not go down the drain. So the drain pipe had to be opened with the old crescent wrench. Out gushed the old water, glug glug into a bucket. Thank you, Mr. Potter. You are a jack of all trades. Mr. Chugwell put the pipes back together, and then he went home and wiggled back underneath his car. Halfway down the block, Charlie watched Mr. Twig trying to build some new steps. The old gentleman cut a jagged piece of lumber with his drill and crooked saw. His toy-sized hammer bent the nails till they curled like wilted daisies. That step looks lopsided, said Mr. Twig. I've done a pretty poor job. Once my father made me a dandy toy chest, said Charlie proudly. He put up some shelves in the cellar, and you should see the beautiful birdhouse he made for the birds. He will give you a hand with your steps, too. Mr. Chugwell was glad to straighten things out. He measured a board with his folding rule, penciled it square in his tri-square, sanded it smooth with his sander, sawed it through with his keen-edged saw, and then laid it straight with his spirit level. Bang, 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 he drove the nails down straight and firm with his good stout hammer. And he drilled some little holes with his brace and bit so the rain could run through. If you'd be kind enough to lend me your tools, said Mr. Twig, I could finish the job myself. Righto, grinned Mr. Chugwell, and back he worked to fix Betsy. Around the corner, Charlie was soon listening to another long tale of woe. My Persian cat has left her long, silky hairs all over my rug, said Mrs. McDuff. And my vacuum cleaner is broken. My father fixed our electric mixer, our waffle iron, and our fans, said Charlie. When anything in our house goes wrong, my father makes it right. Can you fix a vacuum cleaner? Asked Mrs. McDuff. My father can fix anything, said Charlie. Wait and see. And though Mr. Chugwell was sorely pressed for time, he went and fixed the vacuum cleaner. Thank you, said Mrs. McDuff. Now I can clean my house. On the way home, Mr. Chugwell met with many other friends and neighbors who needed some help. He fixed the things on the broken gate with his biggest, strongest screwdriver. He chose his open-end wrench to tighten a wobbly wheel on a tricycle. He fixed wires and nozzles with his pliers. and he put Mrs. Wiggins' clothesline back on its pulley without any tools at all. Then, for the umpteenth time that day, Mr. Chugwell tried to work on his car. "I'm going to be late," he said. "I'll never get Betsy rolling at this rate." Charlie was playing kickball in the vacant lot when something big and important ran through his head. "All day long I've been giving my father's time away so that he could help other people," he thought. "And now I must give my time to help him, or we won't get to Grandma's house in time for dinner." Charlie got home fast. He handed different tools to his father whenever he needed them. A wrench, a screwdriver, oil can, flashlight, nuts and bolts, brushes and rags. After a while, Betsy was purring like a contented old cat. "You came to my rescue just in time, Mr. Chugwell," told Charlie. The car whizzed quickly and smoothly all the way to Grandma's house. No creaks, no squeaks, no rattles. "What big, strong man can screw the top off this pickle jar?" asked Grandma at dinner time. "My father," said Charlie proudly. "He can fix anything. Anything at all." The end. Hope you liked it.